this mysterious guy, Jack Reacher?
Yeah, he's very mysterious. He's actually, well, he was head of the 110th commander of military police. So he has quite a brilliant investigative mind. But he's someone who really has disconnected from society in a lot of ways and just travels the world, travels America, not the world, the America on a bus and hitchhikes, and he likes people, but he could not tolerate the bureaucracy of government and people and how they deal with things. So he's really a classic cinematic hero, and one who, goes from town to town and basically not looking for trouble, but trouble finds him, and he has to stand up for those that are unable to defend themselves. And he does it in a very entertaining and humorous manner.
Mm-hmm. Have you met anybody like him?
No.
No.
No, I haven't. It is somewhat of a wish fulfillment to have that kind of intelligence. I talk to a lot of people that feel, and I think that's why the book is so successful. It is a wish fulfillment because, some people dream of just checking out. He doesn't have a cell phone. He doesn't have any kind of electronic device,
money,
no credit card,
anything.
nothing. And he just sees the world. And because of that, it allows him to actually see the world in a different way. Where most people are like this. You see people you see people all the time on trains and buses. They're really like here, even walking, they're like here. He doesn't. So while you're like this, he's looking out and sees people and sees the world. He's a very interesting character.
And can you imagine yourself to be like him for one day without money, credit card?
Well, I am when I play him. I am like him every day when I'm shooting,
But in real life?
I guess I felt that way. I traveled a lot as a kid, and when I was very young, traveling around. I didn't have a credit card, He has money, he has cash, but I've traveled on buses and hitchhiked and traveled around in that way. So
and freedom.
There is a level of freedom that is amazing, actually, when you put those things down.
Do you miss this freedom?
You know what? I feel privileged to be able to do what I do. I don't. I mean, I have my own freedom in my life, and the freedom to be able to do something that I love, to be able to entertain people, and it's.
And have you read all the books, 20 and 21?
Yes. He brings them. Yeah, it's my job, and I enjoy them. You start reading a Reacher book, I can't put it down. It's a great, as you're going along and traveling, you can't stop reading. I see why they're bestsellers.
And how many movies from Jack Reacher we can expect?
Well, there's 21 books, and he does one a year. So by the time I'm 90, maybe I'll get 30. We'll see what I do.
Wow.
I don't know. I just hope. It's just these movies. I grew up kind of watching these kinds of films too. These very character-driven action, dirt under the fingernails kind of action and story. So, and it's very visceral, and the action is brutally humorous also. And so it's been, I feel lucky to be able to make it, and I'm just so happy people are enjoying it.
And what kind of movies do you watch? Because I've read something that you watch one movie a day.
Yeah.
It's real?
Yeah. I watch all kinds of films. I'm a lover of movies, and sometimes I'll just look at a scene again and just study a scene also, and study the lighting and study the setups and the composition and staging.
And again.
Yeah, and it's making a movie is sometimes I spend years preparing them, and you think it's going to be something, but it has a life of its own, and it's fluid. So it's very instinctual at a certain point. Like you can prepare, but then it becomes very instinctual, and it's something that there's nothing like it. There really is nothing like making a movie. It's very creative. You have to have, it's so many people involved in making it. I get to work with incredible artisans in so many different fields, and it's really something else. It's amazing.
And do you still have to prepare yourself to run? because you run a lot.
Yeah,
Have you seen the
I know,
video?
I know.
There's a 20 minutes video
Yes,
with
I know.
you running,
I know.
running,
Someone
running.
showed that to me. That's hilarious. I know. I like to run.
For fun too, or
No,
only
for
in the
fun.
movies?
I like to run for fun also. You know, I mean, I've always, you know, I'm always training and have been my whole life for different films and also for things that I like to do outside of making movies. You know, I brought a lot of the things that I like making, that I like doing and have been able, you know, I look at buildings and structures and I think, what can I do, you know? And I put a lot of that into my Mission Impossible movies. And also I like to sprint. I do enjoy it.
And how about the next Mission Impossible?
Yeah, we're working on it now. We start filming in March. And Chris McQuarrie is he's writing it now and he's directing. We're going over sequences right now and, you know, we're putting it all together. But I've been prepping that film. I've already been prepping it for a year for some of the sequences that we've been working on. So it's going to be epic.
And Top Gun?
It's going to be epic. Well, we'll see. Still working on that one. That one. Yeah, that is a tricky one.
Why?
Why? Because you know, it has to be in the same vibe as the first. Do you know what I mean? It has to be
amazing.
Like the way that I would approach and want to approach Top Gun is exactly in the same manner. I want to use the same lenses. I want to shoot it in the same manner. I want a soundtrack for it. You know, I want. It really, when you look at Top Gun, it's a romantic film, but it's also a competition movie. So those things we're trying to work out.
And for the next year, you have 2 movies coming out.
Yeah. Yes.
Mummy and
American Made. Yeah, American Made. We're in post-production on American Made, and we're in post-production on Mummy, and I'm about to shoot the next mission right now, and we've just finished reaching.
And do you speak Spanish in American Made?
I speak a little bit of Spanish. Now, Barry Seal spoke a little bit of Spanish. It's based on a real character. And he's kind of you know, it's a satire, and we kind of took it in terms of you know, it's a very humorous and very colorful, cool movie.
Yeah.
It's very different.
Have you seen Narcos? About
yes, yeah. Our story, in the way it is, it's very different. We're not doing, you know, the things in there from his perspective and what happened. It's quite outrageous. It's just outrageous.
And do you know Wagner Moura, the actor that plays Pablo Escobar in Narcos? He's Brazilian too.
Wow, yeah.
I have a picture here. I used to have this picture in my wall when I was a teenager. And a lot of things come to my mind when I see that. And what came to your mind when you see this picture here?
Man. I remember that day we took that shot.
Yeah?
I remember it. I couldn't wait. I used to travel as a kid. I had 2 airplanes that I always traveled with. I wanted to fly airplanes. Always, my whole life. And I had
You're a pilot now.
Yeah, I'm a pilot. I'm an aerobatic pilot, and I fly helicopters and airplanes, and I'm a commercially rated in both. But it was a dream of mine to be able to do that. And I remember that day when we took that shot. You lined it up. It was on a Sunday, and the American flag behind in this F-14. It was amazing. It was very cool. Very cool.
And what comes to your mind when you think about Brazil?
Beauty. Beauty is what I think.
Yeah.
Warmth, beauty, a vibrant culture and spirit, just amazing colors and smiles, and that's what I think of when I think of Brazil. And incredible food.
Yeah.
And music.
Yes.
You know, music. It's beautiful. That's how I feel. It's such a warmth. You know, you go there and it's vibrant and alive, the people. That's what I think.
When are you going back?
Hopefully very soon. Hopefully for the Mummy, you know. I would love that. Yes. I know. I kept trying to make it. You know, kept trying to make it there, but I was shooting the Mummy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.